Welcome. This is Bitcoin Day Trading, the best Elliott wave analysis, episode number 54. Today we are going to talk about the plunge we had in BTC, and we will assess the possibility that BTC has bottomed, that the flat expanded correction is over, and that we could be heading for new all-time highs. But first, let's talk about trading. So what I want to tell you is that trading is something where you are exposed to a lot of risk. And you cannot take a too big position. If you bet too much money on one single position, you will get broke. You will lose all your money. I've tried during this correction twice to catch a bottom. And the first time I did, I realized that my position was wrong, that it was not a bottom, and I could correct, and I went out not at break even, but close to break even. And then I tried it a second time, because again, my outlook went from bearish to bullish. So I tried a second time to catch a bottom, and that was yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. And then today we did get the plunge and the drastic price decrease we had now. And this time I was slipping, so I could not correct my position. And I woke up to now it was a winning position, but now it turned into a losing position. My stop loss, which for the current trade is also my liquidation point. It's not always the case, but for this right now, that's the case. Did not get hit, but it's right now a losing position. Well, why do I tell you that? Just that you know that even if I'm good at Elliott wave, even if Elliott wave is the best indicator, it won't work 100% of the time. And sometimes you realize it quite soon, and then you exit at break even or with a small loss, which was my last time I tried to take a long position. And sometimes like this, my current position, you end up with a bigger losing position. But in any case, it does not matter. It does not matter because it is only 1% of the capital I'm taking for day trading and swing trading. It's only 1% of that capital. And if this 1% gets this time is a losing position, it does not matter at all. I'm not upset about it. I don't feel bad about it. The only thing I ask myself is, did I follow my rules? Was my entry position dictated by my rules, and my rules are, and my indicators, Fisher and Elliott? And if yes, if I followed my rules, I'm happy with it, even if it turns out being a loss. So I'm just telling you that because it's just 1% of the capital I'm using for trading. And I also can tell you that I try to increase that capital. So I have an amount of money that I place on a trade right now, and that's the amount of money that I can lose on the trade. So it's the amount of money that might be lost if my stop loss gets hit, or when my stop loss is my liquidation point, if my liquidation point gets hit. It's the amount of money that I can lose on a trade. And I try to increase that amount. So when I feel comfortable with a new amount, I increase it. I go 50% on top or 100% on top of that amount. Then my exposure is bigger. But that's a gradual process. I'm going slowly to my goal. which is to, with time, feeling comfortable enough to take bigger and bigger positions. And it's quite complicated because, as you can imagine, if you risk, let's say, a couple of hundred USD on a position, it's not the same thing as risking a couple of thousand, and a couple of thousand is not the same thing as risking a couple of 10,000, and so on. So, but with time, if as soon as I feel comfortable about it, I will increase the amount of money that I'm risking on a position. But anyways, for the current position, it is only 1%, not of my capital, but only of the amount I'm willing to expose to day trading and swing trading and scalping. It's only 1% of that amount. So I could lose, I could have 100 losing position in a row, and only then would I be broke. And that's not even the case, because it's only the capital I'm using for trading. And next to that, I also have a capital that I use for investing. So I'm just telling you that, and so that you're clear about the thing, that to me, it does not matter if my current position ends up being a winning position or a losing position. If it's a losing position, I try to catch bottom. I did not manage it, and I'm taking a loss, but that's fine with me, because I know that might happen once, twice. If I really bad luck, it will happen 3 times in a row. But then, but it's just a question of time until I'm right. And when I'm right, then I have a swing trade to the upside, which I catch close to the low, and which goes to new all-time highs. And I will double, maybe 5-10 times the amount I'm trading. So even if I get 2 losing trades and then I make 10 winning trades, it does not matter. Or even if I make 3 losing trades and then I make 10 winning trades, it does not matter. So for me, it is not the end of the world if I lose on the current position. And that's important in trading. You must know that it's a game of probabilities, that you won't be right all the time, that all you have to ask yourself, was my decision from a technical point of view correct? Did I follow my rules? That's what you have to ask yourself. At the end, the result is fortune who decides if you make money or lose money. And from time to time, you will lose money, and from time to time, you will make money. That's perfectly normal. As I told you a couple of times, I'm expecting myself to be wrong 2 times out of 3, and to be right 3 times out of 3. So if I do 10 trades, I expect myself to be wrong 4 times on 10 trades. And on 10 trades, I also expect myself to be right 6 times. And I make money because I'm right more than I'm wrong. And also, when I'm right, I let the position run, and I make more money than when I'm wrong. Because when I'm wrong, sometimes I can realize it quite soon, and I only make a small loss, and I only take a small loss or even exit with a small profit. That also happens. So, but the thing is, when I'm right, I make more money, and I think that I'm right more than I'm wrong. So it's just but the important point I want to get across is that it's only 1% of the amount I'm willing to trade. And I would even be fine if I lose that entire amount, which I think, I mean, I must be extremely unlucky, because I must be wrong 100 times in a row to lose my entire capital that I'm trading. But even if that's the case, I would be fine with it. It would not destroy my life. I would not feel bad about myself. Of course, I would ask myself questions, because if I'm wrong that amount of time, then there might be something wrong with my trading system. But even if it's the case, it would not change my life. I still can pay my bills. I still can live as I did before. And I think that's important. You cannot take risk with the outcome of which you could not live. You cannot take too much risk. I try to increase my risk, but it's a gradual process, and it must make sense, and it must be possible with the results I get. So it's a gradual process. It takes months, it takes years to increase my position size. Every 2 months or every month, when I feel comfortable with one amount, I try to increase it to a higher level. Because I want to increase my exposure, but that's a gradual process. And by that I mean you should start with a small amount and work your way up to a bigger amount. And one day when you're an expert in trading, you might be able to trade, to risk on a position 10K or even 100K, depends on your capital, on how much money you have and how much money you're willing to expose to risk on a position. But that's a gradual process. You don't start with risking 10K on a position. That's not how it goes. You start small and you work yourself up to a higher level once you feel comfortable. That's at least what I do. And that's what I would recommend you doing too. Now, that being said, we'll take a look at the chart. So first, I have to show you my disclaimer. Just that you are aware that there are risks involved in trading and that we are talking about a risky business. It's not a given thing that you make money. You also can lose money and end up sitting on a losing position. And if you're interested in my services, I offer live Elliott Wave updates. You will receive 1 to 3 updates a day. I think it always was 3. No, maybe yesterday it was only, I think it always was more than 3. Maybe yesterday it was only 3. But most of the time it's even more than 3, but I only promise 1 to 3 updates a day. That is during the week from Monday to Friday. On Saturday, I take off, and normally I start updating again on Sunday evening, Monday morning. My service will cost you 20 USD a month. And if you are interested, join my free Telegram group, and I will give you the instruction how to become a member. Also, what some people do is they contact me to tell me that they're interested and they want to see an example. Then I show them an example of the screenshot they get and the explanation under it. So that's also possible. So you can ask me for an example and I will provide that to you and then you can make up your mind if you want to join the group or not. With the live Elliott Wave update channel comes also a private group. I called it a help desk, and you can ask questions and people discuss their trading ideas. And that could also be useful for you if you're interested. So I highly recommend it if you're interested in trading or if you just want to learn more about Elliott Wave. My analysis are extremely technical and you should learn a lot. I personally, if I was not creating, if I was not the author of the live Elliott Wave updates, I would personally subscribe to it because I find it a very useful service. That being said, let's jump into the charts. So we'll start with the 3-hour chart. And on the 3-hour chart, I've now relabeled it one more time. This correction was a little hard to pinpoint at the bottom because because it was it gave conflicting signals, which made you believe that the correction was over when it was not the case. But now I quite like how it looks, at least the wave C, and wave A and B looks fine too. So now we have a wave 1, 2, and the wave 2 subdivides into a wave WB, X, and Y. And then you get a wave 3 and a wave 4, 3 and 4. And 3 and 4 subdivides also into a double wave X and Y. So there's some symmetry between the wave 1, 2, between wave 2 and wave 4. And I find that quite interesting. Also, normally you look for a sideways correction and then a sharp correction. But here it's a little hard to say which one is sharp and which one is sideways. Anyways, I find it quite interesting that we have a WXY in wave 2 and a WXY in wave 4. So I find that good looking. And now we are going to talk about the price level we have reached right now. So there are a couple of things I want to point out. First, that here you have wave 4, and that's the level where the price reaches 53,909. And we went a little below it, but we reached at least that level. So that tells me that the correction could be over, because normally it's this the most likely point where for the retracement is the bottom of wave 4. That's a guideline, and we've reached that level now. So that tells me that the correction could be over. And the second thing, and that is quite interesting, is that we came very close to the Fibonacci retracement 0.5, so the 50% Fibonacci retracement, which is at 53,281. So we came very close to that level, as you can see here. And that also tells me that the correction could be over. And wave 3 is here. And the 50% retracement is that level here, 53,281. So we came very close to that level. That also tells me that the correction could be over. So right now I'm still labeling it as a bearish count, as a main bearish count, because I need to see further evidence that the correction is over. One clue that the correction could be over would be if Fisher turns bullish. But right now it is still bearish. So that would be an indication. Would not be the only one that I'm looking for, but it would be one indication if Fisher turns bullish. And if we look on the smaller time frame, so here you have the wave 3 and the wave 4, and the correction subdivides into W, X, and Y. And then you can label it as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the wave 5 of C, of 4. So you could label it like this. And if that is correct, then the bottom would have been 53,242. I mean 24, 53,524. That would have been on the bottom. So, but right now, even on the small time frame, it's still if I only look at Fisher on the 30-minute time frame, even Fisher on the 30-minute time frame is still bearish. So I need at least Fisher to turn bullish on the 30-minute chart and then on the 3-hour chart. And that level, 53,524 must hold. So that could be the case. It could maybe it's not the case and we go a little lower. But if that level breaks, then the next level would be where wave 5 equals 1.618 times wave 1. I have to check if that's still correct or if that was from an old labeling. So I could do it now or I could do it later, but I have to check. But anyways, let's see if I have any other level. Yes, here. I'm not sure about the first one. I'm not sure about wave 5 equaling. I have to recalculate it since I changed the labeling. This might not be correct anymore. So I have to redo it. I have to see if wave 5 from here to here equals 1.6 times wave 1. So I have to see that. I have to recalculate it. And that takes a lot of time, so I won't do it live. But I have to take that amount, I have to put it here. And then I have to do a flip extension and see if I get that level. So I'm not sure about that. But what I'm sure about is the 1.618 retracement of wave 3. And that would be at 50K 5527. So if this level does not will not hold, then the next level would be 50K 5527. But for now, it looks like if it can hold. It looks like if 53,524 could be the bottom, as long as it's not violated and we get some impulsive price action, then I would be more confident in it. So we have to see what happens. I think I leave it for that for today. I talked about the main points I wanted to get over to you, people. So I can leave it with that. As always, thanks for watching and hit the like icon. Also leave me a comment. I like reading them, especially when they are kind comments. And make sure that you have a second way of communicating with me. You never know if one day it might be useful. So subscribe to my free Telegram group. It's free. On the free Telegram group right now, not so much is happening because most people are talking in the private group, but still subscribe to it just to have a way of communicating with me, a second way of communicating with me. And if you're interested in the private group, let me know. I provide you the instruction on how to become a member. Or if you want to take a look at an example of my analysis, I will provide that also to you. That's it for today. I'll maybe make an update on Monday to start the week, and then on next Friday again. I think if I do 2 a week and one on the start of the week and one at the end of the week, that would be not too bad. So maybe if I feel like it and want to do one, I'll do a next update on Monday. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice weekend and see you next time. Bye-bye.